Oh, we're live. So I need to ask Rams fans, is the sky still falling? Are the Rams no longer a good team? Is your hopes of playoffs and the Super Bowl, are they tarnished? Are they gone? Well, they better not be, because that was one bad game. As McVay said, to quote Bill Belichick, we're on to Arizona. And that's what we're doing today. Our Wednesday show was postponed. Myself, Tuna, my co-host Sheriff, who's popping on the screen here momentarily. There he is. Ta-da. We're here on a Thursday because life happened to me yesterday and I could not go yesterday. Good morning, Joe. Happy Thursday.
Good friggin' morning, dude. Ready to talk some Rams football, man. I feel like I'm jonesing for it. You know what I mean? Like having just delaying by one day was like, but what about what about blitz percentages and stuff? Like if my brain's just like, unloading on my coworkers. It's cool.
Everything's fine. I know people were going to see my post yesterday and wonder like, oh, what's wrong? We're fine. I had to take someone to the airport. It was early and there's LA traffic. That's what happens. Very busy.
Stuff, dude. Good stuff.
Very
yeah. Well,
busy.
I did get my episode of Ram Showcase out yesterday, so I get that portion of my thoughts out, I guess. But
Boom.
Ready to keep talking some Rams-Cardinals action, man, because last time the Rams played in Arizona at State Farm Stadium, it went awesome. Last time we played in Arizona at State Farm Stadium against the Cardinals did not go awesome. So some changes there.
Their last month has been brutal for Arizona. Last year, both times we played them, those are both interesting matchups. You got the first one where we got railed. I know you can blame injuries, but how often do we sit here and tell other teams it doesn't matter? It didn't matter. You got your ass whooped. I don't think you could have brought in Jerry Rice onto that wide receiver core, and it would not have mattered. Like Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce wouldn't have helped that ass whooping that they took. And then the second matchup was I'll pull it up on screen, was the Akella Witherspoon. Yeah, super fun game, but still down to the wire. The offense didn't do much in that second half from what I remember.
This catch. God damn.
Hello. And he's back. So that's cool. It's good timing.
That was sick, man. That was good stuff. Yeah, like I said, last year, obviously 41-10 for the Rams in Arizona, and then beating them 13-9 later in the year, December. So overall, the Cardinals did outscore the Rams last year by 27 points. So that's cool. And then we did have the last time, though, that the Rams played at State Farm Stadium was a massive playoff win against the Minnesota Vikings, which is rather awesome. So last time we've been here, this is technically our home. All right. We've played a playoff game. We've hosted a playoff game there more recently. This is our home. Okay.
That's actually funny. The Rams have played a playoff game and won a home playoff game more recently than Arizona has in their own stadium.
I love that, man. That's so funny. Yeah, good stuff there. But yeah, what a game this last time in December. So obviously we're hoping for some more fireworks. And I think that overall, where my brain's going is less on just the Arizona Cardinals and what we did last year, and more so the fact that it would just go a really long way for the team and the fan base to get that taste out of your mouth from last week and get a big win against a division opponent. So I think that's kind of where my brain is more focused in on.
No, absolutely. Every game is in a vacuum, kind of like a mentality purpose. No one on that team is thinking about it. Like from how I watched those interviews, and I don't want to touch too much on last week. I do want to focus on this upcoming game. Like everyone's just like, all right, drop the ball, happens. They didn't really play poorly. It's just like you remove 3 plays and the Rams win by 14. That is football. It's not a huge letdown.
I just want to slip in with just one sentence real quick, which is I think that the Panthers played better than the Rams played bad. I think that they had a great day.
Played really well. I will never take away from an opponent. And it's not I don't want to get back into the is it cope or not conversation, but no, I mean, you just got to give credit. Like on film, they played really well, despite what you think of how the Rams played really well. But yeah, moving forward, real quick, let's get a tail of the tape, man. Let's take big picture view. You ready? Look at some Arizona stuff.
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
So coming into this game, yes, the Rams are in second place. I'm going to be talking a lot this week on my show about that if the Rams don't get the 1 seed and Chicago is the 1 seed, I'm considering that a 1 seed. I'm sorry. I don't expect the Rams to ever have to go to Chicago. I don't think that's happening. As long as you stay ahead of Philly and Seattle and everyone else, I'm happy with it. And yeah, we got that. Up next is the Arizona Cardinals. This is their last month. Their last 4 games has been not fun. They've played better in the last 2 weeks, but against the last 2 division games, they've been blown out. I remember sitting when they were playing Seattle, and I'm sitting in Santa Clara watching the Rams like go up. What was it, 21-0 or whatever it was? Like just jump down the throats of San Francisco. I'm like, oh, we're the best team in the world. Yeah. And I look up to the scoreboard, and Seattle's up like 35-0. I'm like, what the fuck? Let's have one day.
That's so funny, dude. I was feeling that same way. I was like, damn, we're kicking ass. I look over like, oh, well, so are they. Damn it. Like
kicking a can, like shucks. Like no, I will legit it like took my joy away for like 3 seconds. I was like, come on, Arizona, like be better.
Give me something, dude.
They're not phenomenal right now. I do like Jacoby Brissett. Very smart quarterback. I'm not putting a lot of this on him. They do air it out with him as well.
He is better than Kyler Murray, though.
I don't think Kyler Murray's coming back. I think he's done.
I don't think so either, but I think that it can. I feel so comfortable saying that Jacoby Brissett is the better quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you look at any of his numbers too, I mean, they are a better team, and Jacoby Brissett is the better quarterback. I know we've had the conversation before about Kyler Murray and his potential future. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I'm not sure if he's going to try to bail on football entirely, but I'm also not sure where he could start. I don't know where in the NFL he could start, and if he can't start, does he keep trying? I'm not sure. I think New Orleans is one of the only teams that I can pinpoint as a team of like, oh yeah, he could totally start there because they have nobody. Spencer Rattler's their most talented quarterback. So yeah, he could easily start there, but that's about the only team that I could think of.
I mean, you'd be surprised, man. Look at how many surprising quarterback signings there has been. Steelers opted for an Aaron Rodgers that clearly is like, hey, he wasn't the same after his Achilles.
That was always going to happen, though. That was going to happen all off season. So it happening late. I mean,
yeah. I mean, no shot. Like Sam Darnold's playing great. I'm actually very happy. I'm happy when players have like that second wind, like Baker. Like Sam Darnold had the same thing. That's really awesome for him. But someone gave Sam Darnold a shot, and he looked like he was going to flame out like Josh Rosen out in New York. So someone won't give him a chance. If the talent's there, someone is going to pay him money, and he has a good agent. So.
I don't know if it is. I don't know if the talent's there.
There's potential there. He's a freak athlete. No. Like I give him credit. He's a freak athlete.
He's been in the league way too long talking potential. We know he's not a good quarterback.
I agree, but you know how this league works. Some coach is going to be like, I can fix him. And they're going to call him and they're going to swoon him and he's going to play there. And we'll get to say we're right, probably, but we'll see. Without Kyler Murray, though, their offense has operated better. These are rankings based on, take them how you want. Like the Rams are 19th in rushing, but we know the Rams are very efficient. So you got to take a lot of these stats with a grain of salt and how game context goes. But they're 8th. They're top 10 in passing yards per game, so they're able to move the ball in chunks. They don't run the ball very effectively, just over the century mark per game. Points per game, that's over league. I guess that's not league average. Sheesh. But sacks given, they take a lot of sacks. Their offensive line does struggle. And a lot of that does come with, as much as I will give Jacoby Brissett credit, not incredibly mobile. He can still get out of the pocket, move around better than Stafford. And when you're thrown in as a backup, your communication with the O-line is going to take a few weeks. So yeah, this is the game where I hope to see the defensive line get after it again.
Yeah, absolutely. The only real thing that I have on the Cardinals offense is they're like that's 8th fewest in rushing yards per game, but they also run the football the 5th fewest times than anybody else. Yeah. Like they just don't really try to run the football. Efficiency wise, if you look at averages, yards per carry, yards per game, all that stuff, Rams and Cardinals are very in line as far as their rush attack goes. It's just the Arizona Cardinals just don't really try. They can certainly throw the ball. Obviously, you see the number there. They're a top 10 unit in that regard. But that's what I mean. when you have Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., I mean, you should be able to get to 8th in the league, honestly. So, yeah, I think overall they just, as long as our secondary can not have a day like they did last week and just kind of be more on, then I feel really solid about this game. Obviously, the pass rush is going to be critical in this one. Like you have the numbers there, 42 sacks given up by the Arizona Cardinals defense. And then comparison there, you see just 17 for the Rams. I mean, that's a massive difference there. And this is absolutely one of those games where we could see the Rams getting 9 or 10 sacks, obviously the pass rush, it's certainly a topic we can dive into. The pass rush is not something that we've seen, really dominate over the last few weeks, especially compared to what we saw early in the season. So I'm really curious to see what the Shula plan is for pressuring quarterbacks the rest of the way out.
It shows on the stats marginally. I could bring up the Excel sheet if you want me to, or is that too much?
No, we don't. We maybe try to do that tomorrow, possibly, but okay. But yeah, it's like it's just percentages, like blitzing percentages against the Bucs were up, but then it was pretty in line with season averages last week. But the pressure rates are down over the last few weeks, so it's just it's one of those. That's really what the information's saying, but
I haven't put the context with each week. Like the Bucs game, the pressure rate's going to be down because in the second half, like Teddy Bridgewater's in, and they're just trying to escape. Like they started running the ball a little bit more. They're like, "Get me the fuck out of here." So that kind of stuff matters, but. I agree with you. The pressure rates have been down, and it's not the like, oh, the team isn't trying or verse is bad or BY is not getting there. Teams have adjusted because now there's, almost 2 months leading up to, like, let's say week 8, week 9, 2 months now of film where teams can be like, okay, get rid of the fucking ball against the Rams. Because if you hold it for 3 seconds, you're going to have a long day. Get rid of the ball. The secondary is the weak point. Let's be honest. It's the weak point. You can attack it. It's not shut down corners across the board. That is where the Rams are susceptible, and that's where teams have been attacking, like what Bryce Young did, what Mac Jones did 2 different weeks. The game plan's there. Get rid of the ball fast, establish a little bit of the run, and you can get LA in trouble. So that's why I saw some comments talking about the point spread. I don't give a fuck about a point spread in a division game. This could come down to a 1-point game. Their last 2 games have come down within 3 points.
Let me find that. Yeah, because it was it said, got a message that said take Cards plus 8.5. Yeah, absolutely. It's a division game. I would take that all day, dude. I don't care, man. Like that's 8.5 points in a division game. Yeah, take that every time. I'm surprised that's even a conversation. Like, take that. Like, I don't know, man. I took the points last week with the Panthers, and I mean, obviously that worked out, but. It was one of those where it was like, I don't know, man. It feels gay. It feels weird, man. This game feels weird. And so I just but 8.5 in a division game, that makes perfect sense. Obviously take that.
Especially with a team like this that has 3 wins, 2 wins. Like, fuck yeah. They want to ruin the day for the Rams. They want to be a spoiler. They want to, if they can't make the playoffs, their goal is to make sure you have a bad day. Yeah. Like that's their goal. I'm not taking any point spread this one, especially after what I saw last week. Anything can happen.
I mean, I'm for sure going money line this week, but if I was looking points and I'm getting 8.5 from Arizona, I'm just going to go ahead and take that. And it's not because I don't think the Rams can win by more. It's that I feel like the Rams will get a lead and then kind of get out, and that's what I was talking about for last week with Carolina. They didn't let us do that. We put up plenty of points that we normally would have, I think, against a team like that. 28 makes perfect sense. Just weren't able to hold their offense down. But the Arizona Cardinals, I mean, it's a completely different team. I don't think last week's game has anything to do with this one. I mean, that's never the case, but especially right now because these are very different teams. Arizona Cardinals obviously eliminated from the playoffs, but you're absolutely right. They're if they have a chance to throw a wrench into our chances at the number 1 seed, that they would love to do that. So we're going to get the Cardinals' best shot possible, all things considered. How much of a shot is that? I don't really know. I said it on Ram Showcase last night that I said I wasn't going to make fun of the Cardinals because they let us use their stadium last year. But then I said that their play is making fun of them for me, so we didn't need to make fun of them. They do it every week. So, but the Cardinals obviously in this game in a situation where they know they beat us up last year in their house too, so they are going to obviously come out swinging for this one. This is not going to be just I don't think it's going to be just a quick, easy, get out here with win number 10 and move on to Detroit kind of thing. I think it's going to be a pretty good fight.
Yeah, this is like I can't have said it perfect than you. That's why I've not badmouthed them. I've just spoken on, hey, this is how they've done, despite them giving a drop, like losing by 20 in the last 2 divisional games. Last 2 games, they've lost by 3, and they've been a part of a lot of close games, like within 3 or 4 points. And those games, you change one play, you change 2 plays, a missed kick here, a drop pass there, and the Cardinals are a 7-win team, and we're sitting here talking about them like, oh, I don't know, if we let them win, they're second place in the division. Are they a real playoff team? That's parity in the league, man, and that is exactly why you can't overlook anyone. I don't think they overlooked anyone last week. They're not overlooking these guys. Yeah, I hope they win by 50, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I just don't at all. Somebody said something in here. Kamal's comment on Forbes, since we're talking about defense and letdowns, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Like, you know how I feel about Forbes. I think you're a little bit more removed from it. So I want to hear what you feel about what we saw last week and how he has played the last few weeks.
I think if you take away last week, he is playing as one of the best corners in the entire NFL. Obviously, we know what happened last week, but I think that, Jesus had a great response to that, which was Rams were playing cover 0 on those plays, leaving Forbes on an island. Pass rush wasn't getting to the quarterback too much time to cover a receiver. I absolutely agree with that.
On one. Yeah. The other one was quick, like it was 3 steps and gone. Like pass rush doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah, but I would just say, like, just in reference to Forbes, there is like, I mean, that's a tough spot to be in for sure. And in a 4th down situation where you're trying to get off the field, you think that they're going to do something quick and short, and then they go over the top on you. That's very difficult. So, I mean, Forbes is absolutely playing like one of the better corners in the NFL. I think it was a bad day, and that's allowed to happen. Speaking of, quarterback can't have a bad day. What
guys can't have fun?
It's okay.
Guys can't have fun?
You're allowed to have a bad day. You're allowed to have, like, I know it happens to me. I'm allowed to have bad days at work. It happens to me once a week at least. You know what I mean? So, like, to have some of these guys have a bad day out there. Hey, man, I got some leniency. I'm cool.
I love that. I forgot who said that. I heard it years ago that us fans, we get so wrapped up in like pointing out like, oh man, you had a bad day. It's not allowed. You're a professional. Well, how about we go to your job when you have an off day, when you spill your coffee? Not just that. You spill your coffee, you forget that report was due, you missed that sale, and millions of people watch it and talk shit about you on Twitter. Yeah. Like that's what we're talking about.
You tip over a cup of coffee and everybody's like, clown, get him out of here.
You suck.
Where's Steve in accounting, man? He could do this way better.
Yeah, bring Steve in. I'm sick of this guy. Get Joe out of here. With Forbes though, I'm close to it, man. I'm rooting for the guy. You let me interview you one time, and I'm like your biggest fan for life. That's kind of how I roll now.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. Everybody's like that, man. I'm not in that game. I'll be completely honest. I'll interview somebody and not change my opinions on their player or anything like that. But that is extremely normal, and every Rams podcaster that I've ever seen does that. Where if they get a chance to talk to somebody, they are now that person's biggest fan for the rest of the time, and they will do anything for that person. So
I'm halfway joking. The only person I am like that for, because we speak somewhat regularly, just checking in, is Xavier Smith.
Yeah.
But that's a little deeper than just an interview. With Forbes though, man, one bad game. There is you can't just like erase him, but like, forget it. No, there's some weaknesses there when he faces larger, more physical receivers. And Carolina's, if you miss that point, all of them are at least 6'3". Like they're all big receivers. I didn't realize Jalen Coker was big too for playing in the slot.
Yeah.
Combination of, it's not just those 4th down plays. The 4th down plays, that takes big balls to go for touchdowns on 4th down. That's insane. No one expects that.
True.
But also the rest of the game, he gave up some catches where technique was poor. I don't know if it was just they weren't expecting those intermediate passes, but a lot of the 2nd down conversions that the Carolina Panthers had put them in a really good position, and they took advantage of like Kobe Durant and Emmanuel Forbes' weaknesses. So I think they address it. I think they fix it. the potential from the last few weeks that we saw, that's absolutely true. Both things are true. Like there's weaknesses and there's strengths. The truth is somewhere in the middle. I still think he can be like a fringe CB1. His size will get him in trouble against some guys, just unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. But I also think that from the Shula Rams defensive perspective, I know that the chances that the Carolina Panthers do end up making the playoffs is fairly slim, but I do think that if we were to play them again, we'd win by like 42. It feels that way to me, that we would just like know their offense now of like, oh, this is what you do. Like, this is what you do to Bryce. Like, and I just feel like we would go do it. So I would be comfortable with playing them again, although I'm not sure they make the postseason, although they are fighting. So
they could. I want them to now, just to
I want them
feel
to.
better. I want them to win the South.
I want them to, just because, like, first of all, that's who I put money on before week 1 to win that division. So for me, that's just like, yeah, it does just be like, that just mean I'm right. So that's cool. But
mine was Atlanta. That failed miserably. I thought Atlanta was going to be great, to be honest.
It was definitely
a lot of faith in Raheem.
It was always between Tampa and Carolina, but I did go Carolina. I was just trying to get a little fancy in there, I guess. But it's potentially, I don't know, either way. But I do think that, I thought, well, I've met Ball. We sat next to each other on a bus to Canton one time. I don't know. But yeah, either way, I feel like the way that the Rams defense right now, in Forbes specifically, I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr., in his short NFL career, has done very well against the Rams. His very first game against us had 2 touchdowns, stuff like that. So it's a tough task again, but I think that this is going to be a good barometer to see exactly where some guys are at, because it's not just Emmanuel Forbes. We had multiple people last week have their worst game of the season. So I'm looking at all kinds of different people to rebound from last week, not just Emmanuel Forbes, although he is close to the top of that list.
Some guys get more exposed. Cornerbacks always are the first ones to get blamed.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody pointing a finger at Kobe Turner getting absolutely steamrolled by the center on like the 4th or 5th play of the game, where I'm like, oh my God. Like turned over, like pancaked hard. And I don't think Nate Landman played a good game. And when I obviously I'm not smart enough to know schemes and communication, and like none of us know outside the building. But I think they miss Quentin Lake a lot.
Yeah.
Like some of the breakdowns were just straight communication or like out of position. And we haven't seen that up until this week. Like they were okay for 1 week against Tampa, because it's like a lot of hype and you can kind of overcome that. But yeah, I think they need to fix something. They need to address something on the communication side to address missing Quentin Lake.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's actually why one of my biggest keys for this week is Cam Kinchins, because he has been playing well, but I've mentioned that in Ram Showcase this week that it does appear that we're missing Quentin Lake quite a bit in that secondary. So hopefully he's going to be good. The Rams do have a path to the playoffs, even with losing the rest of their games. They can still make a wild card spot. The Rams actually in the entire NFC have the lowest odds to miss the playoffs, if that makes any sense. So should get there no matter what happens the rest of the year. And then that's when we could be seeing Quentin Lake back. Getting him back for the playoffs, I think, would be absolutely massive. Even bigger if we can get wild card weekend off and then give everybody an extra week to kind of, lick some wounds and heal some bruises and kind of just rest up a little bit before hopefully just 3 more games. And then you're walking out with some more hardware. So, but Quentin Lake would be a massive, massive addition to that. And we missed it. Like our last Super Bowl run, it was the final week of the season. We lost like Jordan Fuller. So he missed the entire playoff run. Like we were down some guys. That's why Eric Weddle even showed up, because Fuller went down.
Yeah. They would get Eric Weddle off the couch.
Yeah. It's so crazy, dude. Who could it be this time? And it's not Aaron Donald, it's obviously not Aaron Donald, but somebody I feel like could come in off the street.
What is there? I'm trying to think. I know McVay said something recently about Lake, and I can't remember if it was good or bad. Yeah, his last quote: "If it's realistic for him to be back before playoffs," here's what McVay said about Lake. It went well for him. All things were really encouraging. He's been around, like the building. He's been in good spirits. The hope is if you earn the right to play afterwards, the playoffs, he'll get a chance to be able to join us. I don't know if the regular season is realistic for him. Obviously not. But if we are able to earn the right to play past 17 games, I think there's a chance he'll be back for those. That is the closest you can get to McVay saying, I expect him back. That is like the closest you will ever get. Normally it's no, Joe, we're going to go ahead and talk to Reggie and the crew. I'll talk to him. And then we never hear from Reggie. And
exactly. And
pretend the question never happened.
That's the thing too, is like that all the comments that we're hearing from McVay, to me, it just sounds like worst case scenario, he'd be back for the NFC Championship game is kind of how I take it, but possibly divisional round, like something like that. So we just got to keep playing football games, man. Keep them coming. That's all. Do you remember when I was in week 2 and I was like, this season's going to go?
Just me.
Oh, or did I lose you?
Nah, the other. Go ahead.
Are we? Oh, can you hear me? Okay. But I lost my entire thought there. I don't know what I was saying.
Well, it must not have been important, Joe.
It wasn't. Nothing I say is important.
No,
I've never said anything important.
Last 2 or 3 minutes here because I start out along with you at 7:30. Let me hear your kind of final thoughts before about what you expect. I see some people asking or giving their thoughts on how it's going to go. So I want to hear you speak to me.
Are you referring to just this game? I'm not seeing any comments about that. So okay.
Oh yeah.
You also kind of awkwardly cut out random, but
Gary talking about he's excited for it. Rams bounce back. So I want to hear you. Are you positive vibes? Are you neutral? What are we feeling?
Yeah. No, I'm positive vibes, man. I actually think that as much as a loss can be a good thing, I think that's kind of how I'm taking this Carolina Panthers game. I think it was a good little nudge of like, hey, you're not invincible, guys. Like, how about you got to still show up every day, like we can't just have these days. You don't just step on the field and win. Like you got to show up to play, man. So I think that's a good thing. I almost feel bad for the Cardinals that they're the team that's on the schedule after a game like that, because I do feel like there's going to be some aggression taken out on Arizona. I feel like a Rams bounce back is very realistic.
As much as I love that and I hope so, and I'm fully on board. Like I'm not speaking negative at all, but Kobe, like I said, you weren't perfect last game. If you're gonna make a statement like that, you better fucking show up. Like you make that I'm just saying, you drop that quote, like that's
true.
That's bulletin board material for other teams. Like I said, it's a low win team. They got nothing to really play for except for like, hey, we don't even want to win. We just want to make sure you have a bad time.
Yeah.
But that sounds negative, but I am positive. I think the Rams bounce back. I think they do win by like 10. But it feels like a close game because that's, we talk about it. That's how division games go. But you're spot on. I feel like.
I'll say this as much, and I don't want to get too far ahead or anything like that, but I will say that I think that we beat the Lions more than we beat the Cardinals by.
I'll be there. I hope so, dude.
I think that's
those
real.
Home games when they're rocking like that. Oh my God.
I think that's real. All right. What are we going to list off as we fade off here? Because I do got to scrape my car. It's a good 20 degrees out here right now. So,
hey, in honor of the final month of the year, it's the holiday season. What's one of your favorite things about Christmas time?
The fact that Matthew Stafford's only lost one game in December as a member of the Rams. What about you?
Wait, really?
Yeah, he's 13-1, dude. Caca.
Holy fuck.
Well, I meant to talk about that earlier. This is a terrible time to bring that up, so we'll talk about it more tomorrow.
I was gonna say this new peppermint chocolate creamer that I got for my coffee because it's the holidays, but yeah, that's better.
I'm a black coffee guy. I don't know about all that, but
I am too until holidays. Then I love that festive shit.
That's cool.
I love that festive shit.
That's cool.
I'm
than
sticking
that,
with that.
I don't know. I just like hanging out with my niece. She's my favorite person ever. So just as long as I get to see and hang out with her, and we play games and stuff like that. So it's fun.
Yeah, I gotta say the same. I got some family on the East Coast, and seeing those little nuggets get presents and all excited makes me happy.
Good stuff. All right. I forgot to